Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a short reaction video for my channel. In fact, this will be the first one. If you guys like it, then maybe I'll do more in the future. But this is regarding a couple that has built their own tiny house in Malaysia. So we're talking about Malaysia, we're talking about real estate, so it's within the topic. So what I like about this video is that, or lack of better words, what has astonished me is that they have garnered over 1 million views. So, well, it's interesting. So I'm going to remove my specs as I can't really see close up on the video. So, okay, let's join me and let's see what is going on here.
Assalamualaikum semua.
Kita nak buat apa yang hari ni?
Hari ni kita nak tunjuk house tour sikit sebab ramai orang minta dekat IG, kat TikTok cakap, "Akak, abang
buatlah house tour, buatlah house tour.
Nak tengok rumah baru." Okey. Tak nak cakap panjang tapi cakap sikit je. Dekat luar ni tak siap lagi. So kita nak tunjuk kat luar.
Dah masuk dalam.
Landscape semua tak ada apa. So kita terus masuk ke dalam, okey?
Jom.
Jom kita tengok dalam.
So they said here, if for those of you who don't understand Bahasa, I'm sure most Malaysians do. The interior of the house has been completed. The exterior is still undergoing landscaping or maybe some small renovation. Let's continue.
Okey, jemput masuk. Kecil je kan?
Inilah tiny house kita orang.
Okey, dia sebenarnya ada dua sebab kenapa orang duduk tiny house.
Okay.
Yang pertama sekali sebab dia nak ada masalah kewangan lah. Maksudnya sebab tak cukup duit ke apa. So dia buat rumah kecil. Dan yang kedua, dia nak kebebasan kewangan. Dia beza tu antara dua tu.
Ataupun apa lagi satu term je?
Apa? Financial freedom.
Financial freedom.
So macam kita orang pilih untuk financial freedom sebab kalau buat rumah kecil ni maksudnya sekali bayar habis terus. Lepas tu kita tak ada commitment monthly. And then kita terus boleh fokus apa kita nak buat. Kata kita nak buat saving ke, nak buat business ke, nak buat video TikTok ke semua, video IG. Macam orang cakap tak buat video TikTok ke. So kita orang fokus sekarang kita boleh buat video TikTok, video IG semua kat rumah ni. Tak payah tanpa perlu.
Alright, so what they say is pretty much makes sense. If you have your own land, of course that would be very beneficial, because if you buy land in like prime area in Selangor, KL, it's going to cost you a bomb. So even you spend 30,000 for that piece of property, I mean the structure, the land cost itself could be more than the construction cost for this particular house, unless of course you inherit the land, which is of course it's a big plus. If you don't, then yes, if you buy it off as a residential bungalow land, it's going to be like crazy price. So you buy residential land in Selangor and KL, it's going to be very expensive. However, also subject to location. It means how far or what's the distance away from the city area. So this one factors in a lot, but in general, most of the land that I come across, maybe because I deal with most of the land which are very close proximity to the city or within the outer radius itself, then yes, it's very expensive. So let's continue with the video.
Okay, Sarawak kepala nak bayar bulanan ke apa. Macam tu lah. Okay, kita cerita pasal rumah pula.
Okay, sekarang kita ada dekat ruang tamu. Ruang tamu ni je tau. Yang korang nampak ni, ini je ruang tamu dia. Kita orang pilih sofa bed. Okay, sebelum tu, mostly furniture ataupun perabot dalam rumah ni semua IKEA lah. Sebab kita orang...
This sofa bed I can recognize it very well because I have that exact same one and the exact same color. So, interesting. So, we have something in common already. And the shelf they have opposite, which is the white one sticking on the wall, I have those as well, but I put it in my storeroom in one of my condo. So that one I house laundry detergent, or the washing detergent, we house it there. We didn't put shoes there, so our plastic bags we put it in that inside there as well, so it looks more tucked in and tidy.
Inspired daripada IKEA punya design. So ni sofa bed IKEA. Kenapa kita orang pilih sofa bed? Sebab dia boleh tarik, kita jadikan katil lah kan. Lepas tu dia bawah tu dia ada storage. So kan rumah kecil kan kita kurang storage. So kita manfaatkan tempat tu untuk letak macam contohnya toto ke, extra bantal ke, benda-benda macam tu lah kita boleh simpan. Tapi nak simpan benda lain pun boleh juga. So kat situ ada TV. Lepas tu itu yang kau nampak putih-putih tu, itu adalah storage untuk kita orang punya kasut. Itu pun IKEA juga. Tapi dalam tu tak adalah semuanya kasut. Ada juga barang lain. Ada buku-buku lah. Tak kisah sebab dia kan tertutup kan. So dia dapat kemas boleh. Tak apa je.
Lepas tu kat sini tempat favourite Eija. Sebab dia kalau dia pakai baju untuk buat video ke apa kan, pakai tudung, biasa dapat review tudung ke apa. So kat sini lah tempat untuk dia record pula. Tengok muka dia lah kadang-kadang.
Nampak ni lah satu badan.
Honestly, if you use that in your shoe rack right in front of your living room, it's not so practical in my honest opinion. Yeah, probably you want to put it outside so it doesn't, you know, the smell of the overworn shoe, or yeah, you get what I mean. So pretty much if you put a shoe rack inside there within your living space, is going to be quite a smell. So that would not be a good place to put it, but outside would be highly recommended. Since this is made of plastic, this IKEA shelf, it can withstand weather, so shouldn't be the issue. Just put it outside before you come in. Unless you put in something else like books, then I think it's perfectly fine. Books or bottle of your storage area or your perfume whatsoever, I think it's fine. And one more thing, yes, the TV. Yeah, the TV right on the wall here. That's a wrong angle to put your TV. You are sitting down on a low chair on a sofa, you're staring up, it's going to be a strain on your neck, especially if the sofa is quite near to the TV itself. Normally when you put a TV, the suggestion is always within your eyesight, slightly below your eyesight. Yeah, so if now they are watching TV this angle, so it's quite bad, especially the strain to the neck. So normally this way, this angle is always perfect.
Pakai tudung, biasa dapat review tudung ke apa. So kat sini lah tempat untuk dia record pula. Tengok muka dia lah kadang-kadang.
Nampak ni lah satu badan.
Atas sampai bawah. Biasa orang perempuan mesti suka.
OOTD.
Pakai rumah kecil.
So I think that small box there is their woofer. Looks like their woofer for their speakers, to amplify their speaker. Yeah, that's not a good place to put the aircon. My suggestion for this house is the aircon to place above their door. Yeah, just right above the door, because on the curtain side they already decided to have a floor to ceiling height curtain to make it as if they have a very big window, which is actually the in thing that most people do now. So from these videos point of angle, I can see the possible aircon location is right above the door, but let's see whether there's any other position which is suitable.
So untuk membuatkan dia bau sangat senang. Macam contoh kita masak kat belakang sana je.
Betul.
So bila masak ada bau kan, kita kena fikir banyak cara untuk buat ventilation, buat itu ini semua. So salah satu benda untuk bagi dia wangi, kita ada
candle.
Ada orang cakap rumah burung. Rumah burung ni
sebenarnya lilin.
Bau tu dia lebih segar kat dalam rumah ni, lebih wangi lah.
So I don't know how this candle thing work. Maybe it's a aromatherapy thing. It could be. So what they are saying is after they are cooking, they're heavy cooking, they turn this on or in between. So what I can think of is that they use this candle as a aromatherapy thing. It's possibly to mask out the smell of the cooking in their home. Likely it's the same like those essential oils that people purchase online or the shopping mall to light up, to give a nice soothing smell or sensation in the space they are in.
Selain kita ada, jari kita tunjuk yang dekat dapur punya ventilation, bilik air punya ventilation, bilik punya ventilation. Sebab rumah kecil ni korang memang sangat perlukan ventilation.
Oh, sebelum tu berapa saiz rumah ni?
Okay, saya lupa nak cerita awal-awal tadi. Rumah ni saiz dia adalah 10 kaki kali 30 kaki. Tapi dia tak straight.
Dia L.
Dia L. So total saiz adalah 300 square feet sahaja. Okay?
Betul.
300 square feet. Bayangkan
Plus minus lah.
Tapi
sebenarnya
actually 300 square feet is quite common for studio. It's between 300 to 450. Actually 300 square feet is not that difficult to live in. Most studio are within this size range. But of course, landed is a different story. The feel is different rather than studio. So yeah, let's proceed and watch more.
Sendiri. Lepas je rumah ni siap, Ija dengan Mus terus pasang vinil sendirilah kiranya. Okay, untuk dapur ni biar Ija pula cakap sebab dapur tempat orang perempuan kan. Kita yang masak, kita kena dah tahu apa yang kita nak ada kat dapur kita. Dari Ija kita orang pasang sendiri, tabletop tu semua potong sendirilah kiranya. Lepas tu kita orang tampal yang belakang tu, korang nampak tak warna hitam tu? Tu kan nampak macam butter kan? Tapi sebenarnya tak, itu adalah wallpaper. Yang paling penting untuk rumah kecil, korang kena ada apa nama benda ni?
Cooker hood.
Korang kena ada cooker hood. Sebab korang masak dekat situ. Sini sofa. So korang perlukan cooker hood tu untuk sedut semua bau-bau makanan tu bagi korang punya sofa tak bau. Tapi Alhamdulillah lah, sebulan lagi tu duduk sini tak adalah masalah sofa tak bau. Ija punya rumah sebelum ni tak banyak sangat barang. So semua barang dapur Ija boleh sumbat kat dalam ni.
Okay, let's stop right here. So they have a wallpaper sticking on their stove area. I don't know if that's a good idea, if the wallpaper is fireproof or heat-proof, or maybe they have certain temperature tolerance. I don't know. So generally, it's not a good idea to stick wallpaper right next to the stove. But it depends on what type of wallpaper they buy. If they just buy a common wallpaper and stick it, likely it will peel very fast because of the heat. So yeah, it may not be a good idea. It may look pretty now, but a couple months down the road, it's going to peel if it doesn't have heat resistant tolerance. Normally that part of that area, people will go with ceramic tiles because it has a very good heat resistance. And if you do a lot of heavy cooking, especially we Malaysian, when we cook all the, like all the oil thing also will come out, it's easier to clean and wipe. So the cleaning part may be also very difficult. As you can see, this is like a 3D texture type of wallpaper. So you can have the feel when you touch it is like actual stone, but actually it likely will be soft type of material. And yeah, it's good. You're going to have all stains all over it. It's going to be quite difficult to clean it, especially when you have so many grooves over it. So if it's a flat surface, it's easier to wipe, but then again, it's a wallpaper, it will start to peel if you use it for long-term duration. So yeah, either you go for ceramic tiles, or if you want high maintenance but nicer looking, you go for dark black type of glass feel that most high-end houses are using. But I don't like those because all the stains and oil will be reflected off the glass as well. Okay, from the cooker hood, I don't know that if they have an exhaust outlet over there. If they do, then it's perfectly fine because I can't see it. It's all boxed up. If they don't have exhaust outlet there, then it will be a problem if they cook. Actually, another suggestion is to the kitchen is that now most new development, they have a small little window, rectangle window, stretched across the kitchen top. So when you do heavy cooking, you don't have to rely on the hood to suck up all the fumes. You can easily open up the window, slide it open, and when you do heavy cooking, the fumes and smell can exit from your kitchen easily. And also give additional natural lightings to your kitchen as well, which is what most people are doing. Let's continue.
Macam tak terlalu banyak barang, tapi kalau macam pisau semua tu kita orang sangkut lah periuk semua sebab kan kita pakai harian. Sejuk kat situ. Dan ada kitchen appliance, ada oven tak ada, ada microwave, air fryer dan benda-benda basic kat situ lah.
Ruang ni, ruang yang paling ramai sekali orang tanya kalau kat dalam video TikTok ke video IG. Sebab apa? Nampak ada benda rack belakang ni. Rack. Sebab saya pun sebenarnya tak pernah tengok pada katil macam ni. Kalau korang boleh nampak, tangga dia macam tu kat tepi. Nampak tangga dia? Okay, tangga dia ni bukan tangga panjat. Tapi kejap lagi saya cerita pasal katil. Saya cerita bila korang masuk bilik ni, aku jumpa tempat solat Eija. Okay, ni lah tempat Eija, ada cermin dia, nanti saya tunjukkan kat dalam ni. Dia punya barang-barang makeup ke, skincare ke apa kat sini. Kalau korang nampak, ada saya punya tempat untuk saya buat kerja lah biasanya. Biasanya saya pun buat kerja tak berat sangat. Sebab saya pun laptop, saya buat Photoshop, saya edit apa-apa sikit. Kat bawah ni adalah storage. Macam contoh storage kat sini. Semua barang-barang review yang Eija dapat, dia akan simpan dalam kat sini.
Okay, this step up queen size bed I assume it's a queen size bed. It's quite common. I think you can find this in Lazada or Shopee quite often already. I came across quite a few which are quite nice, but you have to measure the length and width if you're going to put in your room. I find it quite useful if you have young adults or like this where they have limited space. I think this will be a very good choice. So there's certain one which has a higher height, so for people that are taller, like 6 foot like me, so we don't have to hunch into the desk. So yeah, there's quite a few, and yes, they are not cheap as well. So most of them are between 2,000 to 4,000 ringgit, depending on the quality and also the type of the bed you are getting. But yes, they do have step out like this instead of the one you climb on the ladder. This is much more safer, I see, and also I think it's much more practical. You can have storage under the staircase as well.
Sekarang kita cerita katil pula. Katil ni, ramai orang tanya sebenarnya beli kat mana kan. Okay, dia sebenarnya ini custom. Orang buat daripada kira macam orang tukang besi lah. Dia buat sendiri, dia ada design dia semua. Harga dia, saya ceritalah harga dia sebab ramai sangat orang tanya. Jadi saya cakap harga katil ni, katil saja, tak termasuk tilam lah, 2,250. Buat masa ni lah, time video ni tengah buat tahun 2021 ni. Nanti saya tak tahu lah. So kan tadi saya cakap pasal ventilation kat rumah ni kan. Kalau kat bilik ni, saya pakai Kowe air filter. Air filter ni supaya dia dapat...
So far I've seen in their video, they have lots of trees surrounding this tiny house. So I don't think they need this air purifier. They can just open up the windows right in front of him. I think the two wide windows open up for 10 minutes. There's a lot of air they can circulate to this space that they have right here. That is a bit waste of money. I think that they could easily channel this air purifier to something else. I don't know.
Circulate kan, dia dapat filter udara yang ada kat rumah. Sebab saya cerita kat awak, kat korang semua, kat awak lah, kat korang semua, kalau korang buat rumah kecil, tiny house, korang memang perlu jaga gila ventilation. Sebab bau memang senang melekat. Bukan senang lah, okay? Macam kalau korang masak, contoh lah, korang masak sambal belacan, nasi goreng belacan, confirm bau dia kuat gila. So sebab itulah ada bilik kena ada ventilation, dapur ada ventilation, bilik air pun ada ventilation. Ni spot saya. Sebab apa? Sebab dia ada ruang cahaya kat situ. Bila saya buat kerja ke apa, saya rasa macam kita nak tengok kehijauan. Bila saya buka ni, saya nampak kat luar ada hijau-hijau, ada pokok-pokok semua. Pokok durian pun ada 2 batang kat sana. Okay.
Yeah, so far he mentioned himself there's a lot of greens here, a lot of trees, even a lot of durian trees right in front of him. So this air purifier actually is not really needed in their house. It's only a tiny space and they have huge windows right in front of his sitting area. They want to circulate the air, just open up for 10 minutes, then just close it back. I think it's perfect really. The air purifier is honestly an overkill if you ask me, and takes out a big of estate space in their tiny house. So yes, it's a bit overkill. Let's continue.
Saiz bilik 10 kaki kali 10 kaki je. Kadang-kadang saya cerita orang tak percaya, orang cakap, kau betul tak betul ni? Bilik 10 kali 10 kecil. Inilah dia bilik 10 kaki kali 10 kaki.
So ni lah bilik kita orang. Kecil je. 5 kali 10. Kat sini biasalah sinki. Lepas tu ada vanity mirror. Ada toilet bowl. Lepas tu ada shower. Lepas tu ada pokok pasu. Lepas tu orang akan tanya, macam mana Eija basuh baju? Kita ada pot rahsia. Tak semua orang nampak sebab kalau ada guest kita tak buka pun tempat tu. Kita just buka kalau Eija nak basuh baju. So cuba masuk. Masuk sikit. So kita ada curtain kat sini. Eija buka tengok
Okay, let's stop here. To be honest, their toilet is bigger than most houses I am selling in the city area. All the terrace houses have smaller toilet than this. They have a very huge toilet. In fact, the ceiling height for the toilet also is very good. So from what I can see, unless she's not that tall, they don't build toilet this big in the city houses as well, unless it's a semi-D or bungalow. So yes, but do bear in mind this tiny house sitting on the land without any houses linking to it. So technically this is a tiny bungalow for Malaysian standard. Yes.
Tada! Okay, dekat sini kita ada washing machine. Washing machine biasa je, tak ada dryer ke apa. Lepas tu kat situ pun sama ada ventilator. Dia akan sedut lah kan, ada kipas, so bilik ni tak adalah bau. Jangan risau, washing machine tu kita orang dah letakkan dia step macam tu, so dia tak adalah basah dan tak kena splash air juga. Dia dah habis dah house tour, kejap je kan sebab rumah ni kecil je.
House tour. Itu je lah.
Sebab kan kita dah habis cakap, kita ada satu benda kita lupa cakap.
Apa tu?
Kos.
Kos basic rumah ni kan kecil je kan, 300 square feet kan. 300 square feet yang macam korang tengok tadi lah, ruang tamu, dapur, bilik dah habis. Kos dia kalau rumah basic, rumah saja, tak cerita pasal TMB, tak cerita pasal syarikat air, tak cerita pasal awning, grill semua. Dalam 30,000 korang dah boleh dapat. Barang tu sebenarnya bagi saya subjektif lah. Depends pada korang nak buat macam mana. Macam kita banyak guna IKEA sebab tu dia macam
pricey sikit. Kalau IKEA tadi kita punya ni berapa total cost?
Kalau total cost rumah ni barang, sebab kita banyak tukar IKEA, tukar barang katil custom semua tu, tambah aircon satu, total dalam dekat 60. Saya bagi tahu harga sebab ramai orang tanya, sebab saya tahu orang yang tanya biasanya dia
so let me stop here a bit. So they said their total cost. I'm not sure whether they said the total cost including the furniture, because I'm trying to understand what they said. They said they spent 60,000 to build this tiny home, but their title they said 30,000. So I'm not sure which is which. Maybe 30,000 for build this structure, and then another 30,000 for the finishing, including all the electrical appliances and all the furnitures. Or it could be one whole lump sum for everything. Or it's just 60,000 for the house. Or it's just 30,000 for the house. I don't know, this is what I can think they are trying to say. So unless I get it wrong, or maybe you might want to comment down below so we can explore what they meant. So that pretty much wraps up the whole thing. To be honest, for Malaysian, this is quite rare in terms of doing a tiny house in Malaysia. But in overseas, I think most of you have seen a lot of tiny houses concept popping up here and there in overseas, and yeah, it seems like it's a trend, but I'm not sure whether Malaysia is suitable or not. So another thing you may want to ask is whether it's a good idea to build a tiny house in Malaysia. I don't know honestly, but it depends on your needs and requirement. Unless you have an existing piece of land and you don't want to spend a fortune buying a condo, a studio apartment, or even a landed property, yes, you may want to go ahead and build a couple of tiny house in the same plot of bungalow land, and then you stay in one of them and you still have lots of extra, you can rent it out like what they are suggesting. So if you have like 10,000 square feet of bungalow land and you want to build one for yourself to stay, I think it's a good idea. Probably cost 30,000 like what they say. Maybe now probably cost about more, 40,000-50,000, I'm not sure, depending on what sort of quality you're putting into the tiny house. And you can build a few more to rent out, like probably what they are suggesting also. So I'm not sure whether the local authority allow it, but if you're building in the outskirts, like in kampung area, I don't think so that's a problem. Building in a tiny house in a residential bungalow designated area may be a bit difficult. I think you have complaints from all your neighbors. So this wraps up the whole reaction video for this tiny house. If you want me to do more reaction videos, let me know in the comment below. And of course, please like and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. And please share this video to your friends. Probably I can get more views in this. I can do more reaction also. And of course, what else? Yes, please click on to the notification bell so you get notification when I post new video uploads so you don't miss it. And yes, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.